we love about puzzles is that you may have all the pieces, but it's up to you to figure out how they fit together. And that's kind of what detective work is like too. But what if you don't have all the puzzle pieces? What if you have to find them first? And to do that, you'll have to ask the right questions to hear all of her story.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Her Story is an unusual experience as far as games go. It's an interactive movie game. You are tasked with sorting through a series of old videos from 1994 on a police database in an attempt to piece together the events surrounding a murder.
Like most story-driven games, it's a tricky one to talk about without spoiling anything, so you'll have to forgive us for being a little vague. Basically, the archive system has been corrupted, and the only way to gain access to all the videos is by searching for the right keywords to populate the entries.
Then you can tag and save any videos you find relevant to the case. So, just like a detective that needs to ask the right questions, you need to identify the right keywords, and that is how you will discover the truth.
First of all, the interface looks great. Appropriately retro and does a nice job of setting the scene. You genuinely feel like you're going through old archival footage, and I was drawn in immediately.
The first keyword, murder, has been entered for you, populating the first set of videos, where you'll meet the woman you're about to be spending a whole lot of time with, and you don't even know her name.
Based on her hair, the clothes she's wearing, and the date stamp, you know these videos are from a number of different interview sessions.
Yes, all things you'll need to be constantly paying attention to. It's quite tricky following this story with such random snippets of information in a very jumbled timeline, but that's why it's good to be able to tag and save videos.
Yeah, and not every piece of information is relevant either.
No, and in any one video the woman will mention a whole bunch of things worth searching for.
Yeah, but just one of those keywords will send you down a rabbit hole of video after video, a new keyword after keyword, that you forget about the first 5 things you wanted to search for originally. I ended up resorting to pen and paper, and this is what my notes ended up looking like. I felt like a crazy person.
It's so worth keeping written notes on all the information worth revisiting though.
Yeah, and I feel like the game does a pretty good job of guiding you in the direction that it wants you to go. For example, there are a number of words that will pop up over and over in conversation. Words I wouldn't necessarily think were relevant, like sad, or fairy tale, or princess.
And save the princess, that kind of thing. There were always princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories.
But you hear them often enough and it's like a song you can't get out of your head. And following those leads can lead to some pretty interesting results.
Yeah, and there are a lot of theories floating around about what really happened. We played through to a point where I think we figured the whole thing out. Unless there's some other layer beyond the obvious that we're missing.
I think that by following certain specific leads on my playthrough meant that I got some pretty key pieces of information quite quickly, and then it was just a case of filling in the blanks around that. In an ideal scenario, the plot would unfold a little slower and juicier than that, I think, but it is great that everyone's experience is going to be different.
Do you think Her Story was a tale well told?
Well, I just like playing anything that tries something new. And I was glued to this story from the moment I hit play on that first video.
I like that you find yourself paying attention to nuances in the way she moves, the direction she's looking in, trying to determine if she's giving something away.
It's a really different and subtle way to approach mystery solving. I don't think we've experienced anything like this since LA Noire. What I liked most is that I could input just about anything, knowing that it could yield some exciting new piece of information.
It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
Well, the developer Sam Barlow actually said he was disappointed with games like LA Noire.
LAPD, could you stand clear of the body, please?
That he felt aimed to make you feel clever, rather than actually letting you figure things out for yourself.
Everett.
And you are?
Galleta.
And that is what inspired Her Story.
Yeah, and I think he certainly achieved that sense of having the player feel like they're in control of the discovery process. But I still had a few issues. One being that I think a little bit too much is given away too quickly with just some of those earlier, more obvious set of search words. And that sent me on a path of keywords that just revealed a little too much too soon. But then again, maybe that was just my experience.
If I had one wish, it would be that there were more interviews, more than just this one woman. A real detective case would have lots of people all connected and lots of information to gather and cross-reference, and I think that would have been far more compelling, especially as there are other people mentioned in this case.
That was a gift from his boss, Eric.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess that would have been a more ambitious project, and this being a kind of new idea, they were just trying to focus on this one very complex story. Still, I absolutely recommend it regardless because it was such a unique and captivating experience. So I'm giving it 3.5 stars.
Yeah, it's certainly original. I think it's worth a play as well. I'm giving it 3 stars.
Simon isn't the type to run off or do anything crazy. Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?